Kundalini energy is the energy of your being which sits at the base of your spine, in the root chakra. It wakes up when you start meditating, visualizing or doing other spiritual activities. Right before this energy is activated, people usually dream of serpents or goddesses, which are the signs of this energy becoming activated. Many Kundalini awakening symptoms result from changes to the nervous system. It is easy to confuse symptoms from a neurological or biological condition as being due to Kundalini awakening. In either case, symptoms are a sign of healing and of your body trying to maintain homeostasis or to increase your energy. Kundalini awakening can be overwhelming and terrifying, also it's very primal and incredibly powerful. As the energy moves up your spine, like a coiled snake, the experience can be very blissful or it can be very frightening, intense and feel awful. One thing we can be sure about is when the Kundalini is awakened, the life we know will never be the same again. Kundalini symptoms happen all along the awakening process, before pre-awakening, at spiritual awakening and afterward, leading to full-blown Kundalini transformation. Symptoms are produced as signs of physical changes manifesting in the body after each event of quiet mind happens, no matter how long that interval was. Today we at spiritillusion.com discuss 11 signs that you are experiencing a Kundalini awakening. 1. Physical ailments. During a Kundalini awakening, many individuals suffer from many physical ailments. Certain individuals will experience physical and energetic symptoms at this point. Prana or vital energy moves through the body and clears out physiological blocks. A person may experience intense involuntary, jerking movements of the body, including shaking, vibrations, spasm and contraction. As deeply held armoring and blockages to the smooth flow of energy are released, the person may reaccess memories and emotions associated with past trauma and injury. Sometimes our nervous system is unable to handle the amount of energy that is attempting to move, and this can show up in a myriad of ways. Certain symptoms include muscle twitches, cramps, energy rushes, immense electricity circulating the body, intense heat or cold, and involuntary bodily movements which occur more often during meditation, rest or sleep. A Kundalini awakening often generates unusual physiological activity as intense movement of energy releases toxins in the body. Other symptoms include apparent heart problems, pains in head and spine, gastrointestinal disturbances and nervous problems. For certain individuals the experience is slow and steady, for others it's intense and immediate. The important thing is not to obsess over the symptoms, but find ways to allow the energy to move by healing the body and opening up the channels of energy. 2. Kundalini psychosis. Without grounding, individuals may experience many negative side effects in the beginning stages of Kundalini. Among the many possible side effects, Kundalini psychosis, also known as Kundalini syndrome, is one of the most common. Kundalini psychosis occurs when too much hot or yang qi rushes up the spine to the brain and gets stuck there. Symptoms include intense heat and/or pressure in the head or heart, visual and auditory hallucinations, paranoia, disorientation, obsessive thinking, and insomnia. These symptoms can persist for days, weeks, or even longer. Many individuals have been institutionalized in psychiatric hospitals and treated, usually unsuccessfully, with strong medication and psychotherapy during this stage of Kundalini. But because the root of this disorder is actually energetic, the most effective cure for Kundalini psychosis is to let the energy back down from the head to the navel or soles of the feet. This is accomplished by opening the microcosmic orbit. Earth energy, yin and magnetic, helps attract the energy downward. The rapidity and effectiveness of this cure can be dramatic. Often symptoms are reduced almost immediately, and total cures can be brought about within 2 or 3 weeks, if not days. 3. Soul purification. I knew. Spiritual awakening offers a direct challenge to the primacy of ego consciousness and the myth of separation. It brings with it a challenge to move beyond the unconscious responses ruled by drives and instincts and remove ego consciousness from the center stage of the psyche. It comes as no surprise that such a challenge produces a period of confusion and unbalance. People find themselves beset by inexplicable emotional states as they move to clear out unresolved issues. The emotional roller coaster may swing from feelings of anxiety, guilt and depression, through to compassion, love and joy, with accompanying bouts of uncontrollable weeping. This is all part of the purification process and one should not be alarmed. Old negative thoughts and pain begin to dissolve as the awakening energy that you've unlocked is cleansing your old paradigm. No timeline can be applied to the purification and healing process as everyone is different. Everyone is moving to a different level of awareness as well. Ultimately, the purification process dies down, and you move into other phases of awakening that is more expansive and enlightening. This is a sacred and beautiful process that is healing you and allowing you to finally be you in your beautiful and loving fullness. 4. Slower aging process. Once all of the intense changes occur within the mind and body, Kundalini then gains the ability to revitalize the body and in its own powerful way can be more effective than sleep due to the rapid healing powers it contains during this process. Kundalini then calms the body, mind and spirit, keeping stress from aging us and wearing us down. Kundalini becomes a fountain of youth in its effect on aging in a number of ways, including better digestion and sleep. As your body, mind and soul becomes rewired to altered state, the normal amount of melatonin produced within your body increases as well. Melatonin is a very beneficial hormone which slows the aging process, energizes the immune system and retards the natural damage to cells characteristic of aging. Melatonin can also help those who are aging get more recuperative sleep, have more energy, and it can even undermine the advance of certain cancers. In every way, the increased production of melatonin due to Kundalini is a huge benefit to our bodies. 5. Increase in IQ level. During your Kundalini awakening, you will experience an amazing activation of dormant brain glands. All individuals have a certain amount of dormant or underutilized brain areas. Every human brain ever mapped scientifically has shown at least some inactive cells and neurons. During this process, the awakening also allows for the alteration of electrical states of neurons in targeted areas of the brain. Other benefits include enhanced motor skills, memory recall and concentration. During this stage, you will experience the occurrence of hemispheric synchronization, where the left and right hemispheres begin to operate at the same frequency. In this state, the brain hemispheres are balanced and can communicate freely with one another. 6. The awakening of psychic abilities. With Kundalini awakening comes powerful psychic abilities. Certain individuals may even experience precognition, telepathy, psychokinesis, awareness of auras and healing abilities. Kundalini can also cause altered states of consciousness, heightened awareness, spontaneous trance states and mystical experiences. The main psychic abilities that you may experience: clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience and claircognizance. As you become more receptive to information received psychically, you advance mentally, emotionally, and spiritually at a much faster rate. Greater communication with yourself as well as greater communication with others can occur as you become more open to psychic insights. The potentials are very appealing. You can start to see the intensity of the intimacy that is reachable with others and how meaningful heightened psychic perception can be in your life. 7. Compassionate and empathic. During Kundalini awakening, an individual may shift into altered states of consciousness where they directly perceive the unity underlying the world of separation and experience a deep peace and serenity with a profound knowing of wisdom. When we become more aware of ourselves, we become more aware of the world around us. Our energy has healed through the lower chakras, and now it can move into our heart center. Our compassion for ourselves leads to compassion for others. We wake up to the suffering of others, and because our heart has been opened, we feel it more intensely. This naturally leads to a desire to help, to give to others the help we've received along the way. The age-old truth of the interconnectedness of all beings becomes an inner knowing, instead of just a thought. Knowledge has become wisdom through our experience, and we desire to use our wisdom and compassion in the service of others. Once we feel more settled into our own body, we feel a closer connection to Mother Earth, that which supports our bodies and lives in every way. We can no longer turn away when we see injustice or environmental degradation. The task becomes, how do we continue to practice self-care, while we also act to protect and preserve what is sacred to us? During this stage of Kundalini you will experience an incredible feeling of ecstasy, bliss and intervals of tremendous joy, love, peace and compassion. 8. Increased extrasensory perception. During your awakening you will become conscious and connected with internal energies, intuition and inner truth. Not only are we more aware of what's happening around us, but we become more sensitive and attuned to the thoughts, feelings, and energies within us. We know when our old habits are starting to sound enticing, or when our heart is beginning to shut down. We pay more attention to our intuition, and begin to develop a relationship with our soul, our inner teacher. What other people say or think about us becomes less important to us, because our inner compass is more reliable and clearer. We become our own healers by becoming aware of what we need in the moment, and learning the skills to take care of ourselves. As perception expands outside of consensus reality, people experience a typical visual phenomena, including visions of lights, symbols, entities, or a view of past life experiences. 9. Spiritually enhanced sexual intercourse. From the very beginning of humanity, sex has been the most natural way to discover our spiritual connection with the divine. Through this orgasmic release and spiritual communion with the divine, the deepest state of trust, love and relaxation is experienced. It is from this space where we can find a true feeling of absolute unshakable inner peace. Kundalini frees the mind from any assumptions or judgments about yourself, your partner or the process of sex as you invite in a more expanded state of enlightened consciousness. This beckons a truly spiritual awakening where you and your partner can create a continual sensual moment together, where every breath you share roots your relationship together in the most enlightened and intimate way. You being to encounter an exotic and erotic spiritual connection with your partner as you open your heart, enlighten your consciousness and liberate your soul from our society's sexual suppression. This is an experience of deep transformation inside your being, where each moment can feel as if you are about to die in a cosmic orgasm, and be reborn with the most ecstatic healing experience of your life. You will discover this powerful sexual aliveness when your Kundalini becomes activated. The energy can transmute all pain into pleasure and all sickness into healing. It is the key to unlock the door to your greatest possible enlightening experiences in this life. 10. Universal understanding. During your Kundalini awakening and activation you will have many enlightenment experiences while benefiting from direct knowing of a more expansive reality, transcendent awareness, visions, vivid dreams, insights, synchronistic events, and you will be seeing the world differently, and many changes in perspectives and beliefs occur as well. You experience a change in perception and see nature differently with vivid colors. You have the sensation of time standing still and see the interconnectedness between objects in the world. It is like seeing the world moving in a connected way, instead of seeing still objects. You experience healing symptoms and feel rushes of energy, flashes of light, and many other Kundalini symptoms. Cosmic energy begins flowing in your mind to clear aspects about how you see yourself and how you see the world. 11. the discovery of destiny and soul purpose. The final indication of the Kundalini awakening is discovering your soul purpose as well as connecting with your destiny. When we have worked on ourselves to heal our past, when we know the tools to clear the energy in our body on a regular basis, and when we have made a connection to our heart and our soul, we are ready to deliver our destiny. In a crown opening, you receive information about your purpose and lesson for this lifetime. As your soul energy opens, you may remember some past lives. We can express who we are and feel our connection to the divine more and more. We can begin to do what we came here to do. Maybe that means we become a yoga teacher, or we write, or we create art, or we run a non-profit organization, or we become a great parent, or we volunteer in our community. By giving from the heart, we reconnect to that source, elevating our soul and fulfilling our destiny. It can show up in countless ways, but when we are living out our destiny, we feel a sense of purpose and energy, a willingness to do whatever it takes to be of service and show up with our gifts, and the universe tends to support us in doing this, giving us opportunities to share what we have learned and experienced. The point of a Kundalini awakening isn't only to be able to see people's auras or have esoteric powers, but to show up and be of service to our world, to become who we were meant to be, to live in integrity with our own spirit.